All right, folks, I'm going to get you started on this deer predation or starvation. Now that you're going to be graphing, here's the data. So like I showed it to you right here. You're going to be graphing this data right here, the wolf population and the deer population. Now notice the wolves are much less. There's far fewer wolves than there are deer. That has to do with the 10% law. There's got to be fewer wolves than deer because each wolf, they need to eat a lot of deer in a year. So you gotta have a lot of deer in order to feed, like 20 or 25 wolves. All right, so I'm going to show you how to number this graph. So look, the smallest number for wolf is 10. The largest number is 28. For deer, the smallest number is like 1900, a little higher. The highest number is 2500. So this is how we're gonna do the numbering. All right, so look, wolves are going to be in red, deer in blue. So I'm going to start with the wolf population. I'm going to put it in red, and we're going to number it. So at the bottom, of course, is 0. Boink. Oh, wait, time out. I take that back. We're not going to start with 0. We're going to start with 10. Since that is the smallest population of wolves, we're going to start with 10. We're not going to go all the way to 0. And then for wolves, we're going to skip a line and then go up by 2. So it goes to 12. I hate when it does that. Skip a line, 14. Skip a line, 16. All right, they're going to keep going. 18, 20, 22. But we need a different set of numbers for the deer because obviously 10, that's not going to work because there's like thousands of deer. So for the deer, we're going to put it in blue. First, let me get a new text box. So right next to it, for the deer, we're going to start at 1900. That's the bottom, a little slash. So that right there is for 1900 deer or for 10 wolves. And then we're going to skip a line and go up by 100. So 1900 goes to 2000 because that's 100 more than 1900. Like that. And then the next one, you're going to go up by 100 again. So this is going to be 2100. Boom. All right. Now I'm going to fast forward. Actually, on the bottom, before I do that, we're going to do the years on the bottom. So here are the years, 1971 to 1980. So in order to use most of this, we're going to start with 71. And this can be in any color. I'll just put it in black. So that's 71 for 1971. Skip a line, 72. Skip a line, 73. Et cetera, et cetera. Keep all the way going to 1980. All right, now I'm going to fast forward ahead, and I'm going to fill this out because I don't think you want to watch me do it. So I'll be back in just a second. Back. So here it is. This is the way your graph should look when you got it numbered. All right, so the years, 1971 to 1980, skipping a line. Look at the wolves. We skip a line, and we go up by 2, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30. The deer, we start at 1900. We're going to go up by 100. We're going to skip a line. 1900, 2000, 2100, 2200, 2300, 2400, 2500, 26, 27, 2800, 2900. Then obviously it's just doing a regular, let me get my drawing tool. All right, so I'm going to do the wolves first because the wolves are in red. So the wolf population. Erase this junk. All right, 1971, there were 10 wolves. 1971, there were 10 wolves. So 71, I'm going to put a dot right there because there were 10. In 72, how many? 72, there were 12 wolves. So 72, I'm going to go up to 12. Dink. What about 73? Went up to 16. So 73 goes up to 16. And then obviously, you get your little shapes, red. Once you get all your dots, obviously you're going to connect the dots like this. So you're going to get your wolf graph and keep going. Do the rest of the years. And then once you're done with wolves, then you switch it to blue. Let's go drawing. And then you go to the deer. All right, so then you go to the deer population over here. That's not blue, though. We need blue. Blue. All right, so in 1971, there were 2,000 deer. 2,000 in 19... get this bigger again. 2000, 1971. So back to here. 1971, there were 2,000 deer. Boom. I'll put a dot right there. Doink. And 1972 went up to 2,300 deer. 72, 2,300 right there. And in 1973 went up to 2,500. 73 or 74, right? 70. Wait. Oh, wait, I'm doing deer. 73 goes up to 2,500. Boom, right there. And of course, add the lines, shapes. Boom, let's go to blue. And then you're going to connect all these dots when you get them. You're going to see how the predator population influences the prey. The prey in this case is the deer. The predator is the wolf. And how the prey population can influence the predator population. So keep going all the way to 80. So this is not the end of the graph, so don't just do this. You got to plot the rest of them. Then you answer some easy questions. And then we got one more graph to do. Age of deer on the bottom, deer population on the left. All right, so now we're not going to use that anymore. Now we're using this. So this is going to go on the bottom of the graph on the x-axis. This is going to go on the on the side, the y-axis. So we go up to 860. That's the most deer there are. So we need to go up to at least 900, and the age is going to be at the bottom. So that's what I would do. And I'm going to fast forward it so you don't have to see all this. So age on the bottom. So the first line, let's put it in black. This is 0 to 1 year old deer. So super young deer, 0 to 1 year old. Skip a line. These are deer that are 1 to 2 years old. Skip a line. Deer that are 2 to 3 years old. And of course, 3 to 4. And keep going. It's 4 to 5, 5 to 6, blah, 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 all the way to 9 to 10. On the side here, we're going to do the deer population. Number of deer population. We're going to start with 0 this time. And now we're going to go up. We're going to skip a line and go to 100. Skip a line, go to 200. All right, once again, I'm going to pause this so I can show you what it should look like at the end. I'll be right back. All right, so this is what your graph should look like once it's numbered. Age of deer, so baby deer, 0 to 1 years old. 1 to 2 year old, 2 to 3. And then these are old deer over here. And then here's the total number of deer or the population. Now we're going to be graphing this data. So there's 860, and this one you can do whatever color you want. 860 deer that are 0 to 1 years old. 860. So that is going to be 700 is 800. There's 850. So this would be 860 right about there. All right. The next one, 1 to 2 year old, there's only 345. So a lot of those baby deer got wiped out, probably by the wolves. 345. So there's 300, there's 350, just a little bit below that. Boom, there's 345. 2 to 3 year old deer, there's 262. 262. So there's 200, there's 250, 262, like right in there somewhere. All right, so then once again, you're going to want to shapes, blue, do the rest of it, and you're going to connect the dots again. You can see where that first year as a deer was really rough because a lot of them died. And then once you survive that first year, not as many of them die. All right, so fill out the rest of them, this graph, answer a few easy questions. Honestly, for number 11, let's just do this. You don't have to do number 11. 10 is super easy. All right, so do your best on this, and I'll help you when I get back.